Welcome to Release Day. I'm Alex Ewart. Mesmerizing, captivating, brilliant. Pick a superlative. It classifies Jordan Paul. I first heard Jordan at the Paddock Tavern in Toronto. It was 2015 during Open Mic Fest. He was one of those artists you prayed you didn't have to follow. That same year, Jordan released his debut single, Archetype X. Since then, he has shared the stage and worked alongside some of Canada's best in the music business while racking up musical accolades along the way. But you wouldn't know it when talking to him. Jordan is unintentionally humble. It is who he is. He wrote his latest single when he was 17. That was 10 years ago. First and foremost a singer-songwriter, Jordan exploits his gift as a storyteller through melodic, haunting, and psychedelic musical stylings. Forced by a global pandemic to think quickly and reconfigure his immediate future, Jordan has taken the time he should be on tour to release new music. 2020 has certainly been strange.
Rise early every day, take the bus and don't be late.
I always felt like if I was overly empathetic that people were, making fun of me or picking on me for wanting to be nice or go out of my way to help other people. And I found a lot of the time that wasn't a popular trait. And that's really what the song was about, or what it was rooted in.
You wrote it 10 years ago and you're releasing it now. Again, is that just a feeling that you have when it comes to, I think a lot of artists hate what they wrote 10 years ago.
Yeah, for me, I have moments where there's some stuff of mine that I don't like, but some of these songs, they just sort of creep around in the back of your head for years. And I've played this one live for the longest time, and it was never a song that I felt was ever the big crowd favorite or anything, but I always enjoyed the song and liked the message. And yet I've released it and it's got an unprecedented response. I think we're such a bad judge of our own songs, our own art, our own selves.
It's what makes you guys artists, I guess, right?
I think we all have that just in daily life. It doesn't matter whether we're artists by trade or not.
Last year, you released 3 or 4 songs. Is this part of an album, all of these songs that you've been releasing?
So ultimately, it's part of a record called Already Gone. And Night Moon was an EP that includes a few of the songs from this series, but I'll be releasing more singles leading up to the release this year.
Can you go into a little bit of detail as to how you thought that plan out when it came to releasing them, how you did and when you did?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm a bit superstitious when it comes to that. I have a bit of a woo strategy that I won't get too into detail about, but I don't know, I tend to follow a bit of a lunar calendar with my releases. There's a definite pattern there. And sometimes it just feels like the right time for a certain song.
When it comes to your release strategy, are there key things that you need to have along the way before releasing the song?
Yeah, well, one thing that's really important, and I think this is the most important of all, it's paramount, is to have a song that you really believe in, and a song that you think, this is an amazing song. That's where you start. DistroKid has been my distributor since 2017, and they've been really awesome. Their pre-save function's pretty good. It's a really helpful tool to artists because when I put out Night Moon, which was my first release in 3 years or something at that point, it got on Spotify's Fresh Finds official playlist, and that was strictly based on pre-saves. I don't know what else could have caused that because I had no previous momentum in the algorithm or any movement on Spotify at that point, really.
How far in advance was that song uploaded before it's released?
That particular song, I think, was probably about 3 or 4 weeks in advance.
Sending the song to blogs, to radio stations, when is that happening for you? Same time, 3 to 4 weeks before the song's released?
It depends on where you're at in your career too, I think, because if you have a ton of stuff to go on, you can reach out, a month down the road, a few weeks, say we have this coming up, and you've got your past press and accolades to go on. But if you don't have a ton of that stuff, then a lot of it even comes in the tail after the release. If you start getting a little press and a little momentum, then you start following up too as well and saying, hey, my song just appeared in this blog and, was just played on this and this and this and this radio station. And people are pretty receptive to that.
How did this pandemic affect your release strategy, if it did in any way?
It definitely did, because I would be in Richmond, Virginia right now. Had shows in New York, Montreal, Toronto. So that definitely changed, but it gave me time to sort of work on the release and take a different route. I have seen sort of an outpouring of support and appreciation for, music that makes people feel, and that's what it's about.